you would all for a moment, please imagine that you are a child who has been in and out of foster care for years. All you want is a loving family. A couple comes along and wants nothing more than to adopt you. Perfect match? Think again. This couple is not the traditional couple, and because of this, there are barriers between you both and genuine happiness. Hi everyone, my name is Max, and same-sex adoption is important because I'm sure as many of you do, I personally know someone who was adopted, and although they may not have been adopted by a same-sex couple, they benefited greatly from the system, and there are many more in need. Same-sex couples can help. Today, I would like to talk to you about how same-sex adoption can and is helping, the barriers that these same-sex couples face when attempting to adopt, and how they can adapt in order to adopt to these barriers. First off, there are many children in need, and there are many gay couples willing to help. I know numbers are boring, but here are just a few to give you an idea of how they are helping. According to the U.S. Census and Children's Bureau, over 21,000 same-sex couples through 2010 have adopted children. These same couples are responsible for over 32,000 children being adopted. That is about the population of Monaco, just to put it in context for you, and there are still many more in need. Surprisingly, there are still over 114,000 children in need, and that is double the Bermuda population. As you can see, same-sex couples can be a great help to the adoption problem. Maura Weir, the Director of Job and Family Services in Hamilton County, Ohio, stated, "The reality is we need foster and adoptive parents, and it doesn't matter what their relationship is." By saying this, she is, in other words, saying that there are many children that need homes, and these same-sex couples are a valuable resource at this point in time because of their potential to help. Unfortunately, there are a few barriers that keep these couples from having a bigger role in the process. As far as legal barriers go, currently only 6 states, one of which is New York, currently have no ban on same-sex adoption whatsoever. Same-sex couples can adopt in the state of New York, and they are not required to be married. Utah and Mississippi are the only states that have a complete ban on gay adoption, with no gay adoption whatsoever. The gray area begins with the other states. Many of the other states allow single gay adoption, but in order to adopt jointly, you must be married. These same states do not allow same-sex marriage, therefore they cannot adopt. As far as religious barriers go, the main religious barrier in the United States is the Catholic Church. The Catholic Church is the most followed religion not only in the United States but the world, and they have repeatedly voiced their disagreement for homosexuality. One example of this is the Catholic Charities Organization in Illinois. The Catholic Charities Organization has a contract with the state of Illinois to handle adoptions. And Celeste Matheson, an adoption counselor with the Catholic Charities Organization, said that if a same-sex couple came up to her, to the Catholic Charities Organization, and was hoping to adopt, she would say to them, "We are not going to be able to process this application because of your cohabitation status, but this is an agency we will send you to." Essentially, they would tell you, "Sorry, we cannot help you. Please go see someone else." As is the case with any barrier, there is always a way around it. Here are some ways that same-sex couples can adapt in order to adopt. Because of the magnitude of the issue, there is not much wiggle room. But to adapt legally, same-sex couples, especially in states that don't allow same-sex marriage, same-sex couples can adapt by adopting separately. One example of this is Matt and Ray Lease. Matt and Ray Lease have lived together in Ohio for quite some time, and Ohio does not allow same-sex marriage. Therefore, what they decided to do is adopt individually. Matt has adopted 5 children, and Ray has adopted 3. The only problem with this, more for the children, is that because they cannot get legally married, Matt's 5 adopted children only get benefits from him, and even if they are a family, they do not get the benefit of both parents. To adapt to the religious barriers, the answer is quite simple. Just basically to avoid religious organizations. Instead of using religious organizations, you can use government establishments. One real-life example of overcoming this barrier is the story of Reverend Emily Gage. Reverend Emily Gage is a minister of faith development at Unity Temple in Chicago, Illinois. She has a personal experience with the Catholic Charities. Her and her wife decided to just go ahead and use other services. She says about the Catholic Charities, "It didn't even occur to me to look at Catholic Charities. I already knew what their position was." Even a woman of her faith decided to go and use another organization besides a religious one. In conclusion, you can see that same-sex adoption is very important and very helpful for children in need. Today I have informed you of how same-sex couples can and are helping, the barriers that they face when attempting to adopt, and how they can overcome these barriers. I hope that my speech has made you more knowledgeable on the subject of same-sex adoption, and I thank you for listening.
Thank you, Max. That was 6:30.